exchange between the police and the demonstrators. Live pictures there of the police using water cannons on the demonstrators here. We are trying to change the route because for a moment it was a standstill. We are trying to change the route and see whether we could get right before where the motorcade, Raila Odinga's motorcade, is heading to. But what I can also tell you is that right now we are in Mathare. Actually, we have just turned left from Juja Road now. What I'm seeing right in front of me is Huruma Lions Health Center. This is where we are, and all this is, perhaps you may not be seeing the pictures that you were seeing previously of that particular convoy, but it is because we are trying to find a route to the other side so that we are in front of the convoy from where we were, because it was a standstill. There were police officers on the front and there were police officers on the back. These are the residents of Huruma and celebrating, of course, cheering and all this, making sounds because of what is happening at this particular area. Most of them were on that particular convoy, on that particular maandamano, and they have just been dispersed rather. Some of them with water cannons, others with tear gas canisters. And Olive, yes, this is right inside Huruma's TV. The excitement amongst the people here who are right now celebrating, right, just because they have seen TV cameras, not because of any other thing. Some of them are carrying sufurias and muiko. Remember this, muiko is a cooking stick. This is because of that call by Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni that at that time when Raila Odinga will be calling for this particular protest, the people should come out with sufuria and a cooking stick to symbolize hunger, to symbolize that there is no food, and to also symbolize that life is unaffordable. The cost of living is skyrocketing, which Odinga has put as his key agenda in pushing the government to try and sort of get a conversation with the government. Odinga is saying the cost of living is skyrocketing. That is point number one. Thus he wants subsidies to be restored, the restoration of food subsidies on food stuff. This is at the center in Mathare. Look at the crowd that is here, and of course other people who are also hanging on our vehicles, thus disturbing what Eric Kisinta is able to capture. Initially, Eric Kisinta was also affected by this particular protest because the police have actually washed him all over with the water cannon that they were throwing to the people. So as we speak, it is a struggle just to remain sane while still covering this for the people. We are trapped in, we are not able to move, but we are with the convoy of Raila Odinga. The people challenging the police, of course, for a duel. This is right outside Mathare. I can see a very, very huge crowd at the front, which I think is where Raila Odinga could be targeting to get, so that he addresses the people. Olive, live pictures here from inside the vehicle. Initially, you are getting live pictures from on top of the vehicle. The reason why we have had to move inside the vehicle, like I have said, is because of the water cannon that the police have used on the protesters that have ended up not only washing Eric Kisinta completely, but also washing the camera that we are using right now. You may notice some water drops on the screen right now. So that is because of what just happened a couple of minutes ago. The people are shouting that President Ruto must go, and Eric Kisinta is leaving the car right now. So the images may be a bit shaky, but bear with us because we are doing all we can to get you the correct footage of what is happening here. So yes, Eric Kisinta again moving just to get you the correct pictures, the kind of sacrifices, Olive, that our colleagues here are putting. I have seen also colleagues from not only NTV but also colleagues from other media houses who have been affected by this protest, the water cannons, and then there is also the stone throwing that is happening all over. So it is a tricky balance in terms of keeping yourself safe, because from one direction stones are being thrown, from the other direction the police are lobbing tear gas canisters to people, as well as using water cannons on people. We are not, from where I am right now, I cannot see where Raila Odinga is, but we are in Mathare. These are live pictures. You can hear the chants perhaps for a minute before we continue the brief. The chants are of Ruto must go. And so, just to bring the viewer to picture, this Ruto must go chant is a thing that was initiated by that declaration by Raila Odinga that he does not recognize William Ruto and his government as the legitimate government of the Republic of Kenya. That he said 103 days ago, when he had that rally at Kamkunji, his very first anti-government rally. And in that particular rally, he said that he had given the government time to, meet the cost of living and all that, which they had not. So he called his supporters to Kamkunji ground in around Isili or around Shauri Moyo, and stated that as Azimio, they do not recognize William Ruto's presidency. So from then, it has been a lot of exchanges between the government, the Kenya Kwanza side, and the Azimio side. The Kenya Kwanza side saying, look, you're saying you don't recognize this particular government, but it is the government in power. It is the government that is currently running things. But Raila Odinga on the other side saying, wait, I will give a communication. And today, indeed, the communication that he gave that there will be a mass protest against the government is happening right now. But what we are not saying, or what we are not sure of, is whether the ultimate target, because the ultimate target was to go to State House here in Nairobi, whether that will work. Because look at the time right now. The day is moving. The plan was to go to State House, yet we are in a completely different direction from State House. So will this culminate in a way somehow how Odinga will find himself and his supporters in State House or not? That is something that we shall be checking, because as we speak right now, I am with also the driver, whom I am also appreciating for the hard work and the good work that he is putting. That is Ashiko, who is with us. I'm also with Vincent Odor, who is also covering from a different area, as well as Brian Mushiri. So, Olive, we keep covering this Ruto must go chance going on right now. In Mathare, I suspect that this is a convergence between the people of Mathare and the people of Huruma. Like I told our viewers earlier, I projected that it was a strategy for Raila Odinga to come this side, because it also adds to the number of people who are in his protest. Initially, coming all the way from Isili, taking Juja Road to this particular area. This was a projection we made. And from here, if he addresses the people, because every time he addresses the people, we see the police try to interrupt. If he addresses the people, we will get to know whether he's heading to State House. And perhaps, just to, as I finalize, Olive, as the police are lobbing tear gas canisters, I have actually seen that the target is Raila Odinga. Not once, not twice have I seen tear gas canisters land right where he is standing on top of his vehicle, and he has to duck and get back to the car until that settles. So clearly the target are the principals: Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, Professor George Zakoya, and Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni. Other members of parliament are here. I have seen lots of them, including Babu Owino of Embakasi East, George Aladwa of Makadara, who is also the ODM chair, and very many other members of parliament, especially from ODM and Wiper. So, Olive, we are here to keep an eye, and we shall be getting back to our viewers in a few.
Thank you for that update, Ibrahim Karanja. I'm sitting here thinking, better you than me, especially when I hear that Eric Isinta is soaked through and his camera experienced some of that as well. But there we have it. Ibrahim Karanja tells us those residents of Mathare came out even with their utensils. I saw a gentleman there wearing a sufuria on his head, always so colorful. If only these protests were not quite so disruptive. But yes, it turns out Raila Odinga has been detoured from his planned procession to State House. He's now firmly in the midst of the, quote, hustler. And it was interesting to see earlier today the hustler that the Kenya Kwanza government purports Odinga would be walking to State House. But as it turns out, he's found himself in Mathare. Let's